Welcome back to Marvel Maniac, an MCU after show. My name is Eric Cicada, aka Mr. Honest, your host. It's good to be back, and it is the third episode of WandaVision. What an episode. 3 in already, and we're finally getting a little bit of a hint of what's going on here, right? By the end of this one. It's a little bit more clear. I mean, we're still like, what? But I mean, I picked up on some stuff. I'm sure you did too. Let's see where we match. Let's see if you picked up what I did, if I maybe picked up something you missed, and let's just break it down. Let's just recap what happened, and I'm going to lay out what I thought about it. And some cool references to former MCU movies in this one. And really, probably my favorite episode so far. My favorite episode of the show so far, episode 3. Now that we're kind of moving through the show, we can see in the previews, some of us watched the previews more than others. I really didn't watch the preview that much. Having now starting this podcast, I went back and watched it again, and now I know a little bit more about Sword. And if you want to know a little bit more about that, I'm going to go into that towards the end of the show, but let's save that for now. We're kind of going through the eras here. So the first 2 episodes were kind of like the 50s and 60s, and now we're like in the 70s, and it's kind of like the TV tropes from that era as well. But there's also a lot of interesting themes being brought in to the mix here that, they really mesh very interesting with the style. And this is where I'm starting to see the full picture of the show, where it's getting kind of beautiful. And there's a broad spectrum of color, and there's going to be a broad spectrum of, like, every episode's having a different theme song already. I mean, I like where this is going. This is fun, and it's kind of getting scary already. It's already creeping me out. In the first few episodes and up to now, there are moments like, it goes from so sitcom to dark in an instant. It's so bipolar, and I love how it does that. It takes you so off guard. You don't really know when you're safe in that moment, in that reality, and you kind of are with Vision on this one, I guess. I'm just gonna start going through like moments of the episode. At the beginning of the episode, the doctor's visiting. His name's Dr. Nielsen. He's just doing a checkup. Because Wanda's just newly pregnant out of nowhere, and Dr. Nielsen is just asking Vision about it and Wanda about it, and telling him, the baby's about this fruit size, and Vision's not in denial of this immediate pregnancy. So on their way out the door, outside, Vision asks the doctor to keep the pregnancy on the DL. And we meet the neighbor Herb, and Vision waves over to him, "Hey Herb," and he's trimming hedges. And then when he cuts back to Herb a minute later, and when Vision's going back inside, he's like cutting with the hedge trimmer like the wall. He's like like it's nothing, like a glitch in the Matrix type deal. So that was really weird, and Vision just kind of was like, okay. He wrote that off and walked inside to an even more pregnant Wanda. So things are escalating fast, like, whoa. And Vision's dealing with it in a very comedic way, as fast and often as possible, to a point. We'll get there, right? Then we come to this scene where Wanda is magically decorating a room, making a crib, painting a nursery, while Vision reads facts about babies, getting prepared for the babies. Sorry, we've all seen the episode by now, so I might have just had Freudian slipped a little bit there. Shame on you if you think this is like something you put on. Are you a person that put this on at the exact same time as the episode, and for some reason you think this is an audio commentary that goes with the episode? If so, you're doing it wrong. That's not the right way. You watch this after the episode. I'm just joking. I'm fucking Obviously, bad joke, dad joke. All right, let's just get back to the show. So Wanda's making this crib. It's a cute moment. Wanda, the baby kicks and the butterflies over the crib, like they're the little things that hang over the crib. I don't know what they're called, like, the baby looks at, and they turn into real butterflies. Kind of a magical moment. And at this moment, Vision kind of realizes that Wanda is 6 months pregnant. So they start talking about names, and Vision wants a boy named Billy if it's a boy, and Wanda wants it to be named Tommy. So they're kind of like arguing on that. Are you a Billy or a Tommy? What do you guys think? So Vision's like doing his robot calculations, and it's like, oh my god, the baby's gonna be here in 3 days. They start to kind of freak out. So Vision is it cuts to Vision like practicing diapers, which is hilarious. He's like practicing, he's like talking to the doll. I thought that was really funny. And then Wanda starts to feel contractions, and then this is where it starts to go kind of crazy. It causes all the appliances in the house to go haywire. It causes the lights to flash really, really bright and then go out. And then all of a sudden, Vision recalls dinner with Mr. and Mrs. Hart, and the moment with Herb and the wall, and he's talking about this out loud to Wanda, and he's just kind of like putting it together in this moment, because like all of these things are happening, and Vision just sees it one after the other after the other, and in this exact moment, Vision finally is like, okay, he literally says, I think something's wrong here, Wanda. And then, like, at that moment, it cuts back to Wanda, and then Vision just glitches back into place. And then he continues, like, back to sitcom-y banter about the baby and the contractions. Because there are strong hints here. I haven't acknowledged it on the show that Wanda is... How much have I acknowledged here that Wanda is building this world? I mean, it's super clear. Wanda is building this world for herself. To what extent? That is what is unclear. How real is this Vision? Who is this Vision? How real are these people? Who are these people? Where is Wanda? How is Wanda doing this? We've got some of these nods to some of these answers this episode, which is awesome. I'm so excited. This is great. So after that glitchy moment where Vision kind of having a realization, and I'm assuming it was Wanda, right? Wanda subconsciously, I don't think she's in control of what she's doing unnecessarily. I think she's building a place for her and Vision to be. I think she's building a fairy tale land. So I don't know if she's purposely doing it necessarily all the way. But anyway, Wanda contracts again, and then Vision lifts off the ground. And I don't know if it's like a panic or it's like because of the contractions. And then it starts raining in the living room, hence her water is broken. Okay, now we go to a commercial, and it's this like lady doing all these activities, and it cuts to Hydra soap. Hydra. Oh yeah, we know what Hydra is. I mean, do I have to tell you? It's the whole backdrop to the Captain America series, and it's a little Easter egg. I don't know if these are necessarily just going to be MCU Easter eggs or if they're going to all play into something. I personally think they're just going to be their little Easter egg videos. I don't think there's going to be much more to them than what they are, like little segments in these episodes. Like Wanda could be making these up herself. Wanda knows what Hydra is. Wanda knows who Stark is. Wanda knows who Strucker is. All right, they're all familiar to Wanda. Wanda. Marsha. Sitcom. Okay. Okay. So Hydra soap. Cool. I love every MCU. Bring all the MCU, tie it all in without it being insanely overdone. Okay. Please. So, Geraldine comes over, and she's wearing a necklace with that sword on that was on the beekeeper's back. And by the way, I think Vision has gone to the doctor to go get the doctor at this point. That Vision has ran out the door in a sprint to go retrieve the doctor before he goes on vacation to Bermuda with his wife. Okay, so yeah. By the way, anyway, Geraldine comes over, and so Wanda is trying to hide her pregnancy and her contractions, and while doing so, her codes keep changing with like every contraction she has. Like the stork shows up, and Geraldine's just going on and on about her job and how she got fired, basically. Hilarious performance by the actress who plays Geraldine, by the way. I mean, multi-layered performance in this episode. Seriously, I gotta grab her name. Shout out. Not gonna do it right now. These are like off the cuff episodes. I watch it the minute it comes out. I stay up late for it, and I put it out. I'm on instant reaction here, and for that I don't have IMDb open at this exact minute because I just want to get these thoughts out about the show. It's about the show, okay? But all props to the show and everyone who made it. It's a fucking masterpiece so far. I'm loving it, and I don't use that phrase lightly. Maybe a little lightly with the MCU. I use the phrase masterpiece a little lightly, but it's a cinematic masterpiece. All right, and we're in the middle of it. Okay, okay. So the stork shows up, and then we cut away to Vision. He's going to get the doctor, and he grabs the doctor, and his wife's like, "Where are you going?" And out of it, cut back, and the stork kind of leads Geraldine and Wanda into the nursery, and it shows Geraldine that Wanda's pregnant. So Geraldine goes on to actually deliver Wanda's baby, and it's a baby boy. During the delivery, the house is going completely crazy, by the way. Like when she was having the contractions, like there's paintings spinning all over the place. Like, oh man. So like every emotion everything Wanda is going through, everything Wanda is feeling is affecting the world. So that is a big tell. WandaVision is Wanda's making. It's not Vision's Wanda, it's Wanda's vision. It might not even be about the vision. WandaVision, it might just be about literally Wanda's vision. It might not be about the guy vision. It's Wanda's vision. It's a play on words, people. It's maybe extremely genius. I always thought the titling was kind of weird. WandaVision. Oh my God. She's just making it all up. This is freaky, and it's sad if it is true. It's because Wanda has had the most tragic story in the MCU. We meet her in Age of Ultron, which will be brought up here in a minute. Okay, back to the point. I'm going to get back to the episode. I'm going to go on an MCU tangent, but I don't know. Wanda's story is relevant to this, though. It's just so crazy to think that Vision started as Jarvis in the first Iron Man movie in 2008, and here we are now in the year 2020, and he has manifested into this cyborg being, and it's just this love story against the odds. We don't even know how it's happening because we assumed it to be over, yet we're seeing it here in a series form. It's tragic, and this is where we start to see the world break a little bit, but before that we find out that it's a baby boy, and Vision gets home just in time to see that and name it Tommy instead of his choice. So that was kind of cute. I thought that was adorable. So then the doctor and Vision are there to realize in time that there's another baby. So there's twin babies. So that's kind of a revelation, and the doctor is saying that they're healthy, happy twin babies. And Vision starts to see the doctor out, and he sees Agnes and Herb talking in kind of like a quiet manner. They're kind of like quietly just talking to each other to his side. It's kind of concerning, right? And Wanda, this is like cutting back, like between Vision going over to Agnes and Herb, or the neighbor, and Wanda and Geraldine's conversation. And Wanda is kind of looking over the twins, and she tells Geraldine about her brother. Pietro, Quicksilver. And then she starts singing the baby's Sokovian lullaby. And this is kind of an awkward moment, and Geraldine like starts to like world break and look around and kind of have like an existential crisis, and then she just breaks and she says that he was killed by Ultron, wasn't he? Whoa, that was like little moment there, like a chill, like a stab moment, and then that really stuck Wanda the wrong way. That did not feel right for Wanda. She did not want to be reminded of that. That pain was not something she even had let herself remember. So, cut back to Agnes. She warns Vision that Geraldine is new to town. She doesn't have a family or home. And then we come back to Wanda, and she's asking Geraldine like repeatedly, what did you just say about my brother Pietro? No, what did you say? And Geraldine's kind of like coming down. She's like, no, I didn't say anything. No. Oh no, don't, like, she's like acting like she didn't say anything. It's like intensifying, and then like it cuts back to Vision. Like, this is intense as fuck, right? Like, we're just getting there. Excuse my French. I'm sorry if this is been a family friendly podcast so far. If there's one per season, we'll say, I'll try and keep for that. If I do that again, I owe you a cookie, an MCU flavored cookie, and I'll give it to you in the form of well, I don't know, I probably won't really ever give you a cookie. I'm sorry, I swore. I'm not gonna go back and delete it. It was with meaning, you know. I meant it. Herb's like trying to get something out to Vision, and he's saying something like, she came here, and Geraldine, she came here because we're all, and like he can't get it out, and like Vision's like, we're all what? She came here because we're all, and Vision's like, we're all what? And like he can't get it out. And then we cut back to Wanda, and she notices the sword necklace on Geraldine that, you know, I mentioned. You barely see it. I just wanted to, like, I did notice it, like it was on her neck. This thing has been everywhere. It's a sword. It's not a cross. It's a sword. Which has been, we've learned a little bit about at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. So she noticed, she's like, what's that? And she starts approaching Geraldine, and we come back to Vision, her, and Agnes, and they kind of snap back to normal. And Vision goes back in the house, and Geraldine's just gone. And Vision's like, where'd Geraldine go? And Wanda was like, she had to go. And that's it. They look over the babies, and that's the end of their episode. Nighttime. Cut to an outside nighttime billboard. It says, welcome to Westview. Then Geraldine flies out of this patch of static in the sky. We don't see it's her for a minute. I mean, it cuts to her face, and like Daydream Believer by the Monkees playing, and you once thought of me, Daydream Believer. And it's on, and a huge military base kind of shows up, and all of this army of soldiers start surrounding her, and kind of like the thing Geraldine flew out of, it kind of like pans out and like next to the military base for a second, like there's these lights shining on it. It's like this big wall. It looks like this big area that's sealed off, and like, I don't know, I'm thinking that this is like the world that Wanda has everyone or whoever stuck in. Whatever's going on, Wanda is manifesting whatever she is coming up with. However this is happening, I think it's happening on Earth in a contained area, a la the Truman Show, something like that, and it's being studied by SWORD. Now, I want to go off right away and say that I watched this really great theory video a little earlier today. Eamon, E-M-A-N-S, Eamon's movie reviews. It was his theory. This is his theory. And this is kind of his theory overall for like the whole show. So I'm gonna a lot of what I'm gonna say forward is kind of going a lot off of what I heard in his video, and I'm gonna add a little bit of my own thought in that. But I do want to credit him because a lot of what I'm saying is going off of what he said, and props to him. Very, very awesome theory. So it's getting closer to reality. So first of all, Wanda most likely made Vision's boss choke right on the food because he was egging her on. He was egging her on a little bit at that moment, and that's been pointed out to me, especially on Reddit and medias. She did that. So, man, all of these negative things that are happening are because of Wanda as well. It's not like these bad things are just happening. But there are people trying to spy on her and figure out what's going on. So, in this guy's, in Eamon's theory, he kind of mentions that Wanda's powers, they're reflections of the Infinity Stones. And that's just a part of it. He goes into the fact that Sword in the comics, it talks he talks about how Sword is they're like the shield, but they guard Earth from outer space threats. Okay, in the comics, it stands for Sentient World Observation and Response. Now, Response Department. In the MCU, we find out it stands for Sentient Weapon. Instead of Sentient World in the comics, Sentient Weapon Observation and Response Department. Now, this theory of Eamon's kind of centers around this. Wanda and Vision are weapons that are being observed by Sword. That helicopter was a drone. The main theory is that there are two Visions. One that Wanda created, and the real one that Sword reincarnated, and will send into the Wanda's world to defuse her, aka a bomb squad, a la bomb squad situation. Insane theory. So props to him. Yeah, I think that would be really cool. This series can go anywhere. I think we might even see Petrov, Quicksilver again. I wouldn't be surprised to see anything at this point. I'm not sure the show is going to be afraid to pull out any of the stops. It's not afraid to hold back. It's not afraid to do what it wants to do. WandaVision is exactly what it wants to be. It's WandaVision, and I haven't seen anything like it before. I'm so excited to be just talking about it with you here. I don't want to go over the top. I don't want to blow through too much MCU stuff in one sitting. I know you might be subscribed to a couple of these. If you want more, if you're interested, if you're loving this, if you're hating it, what are your thoughts? You can email me, marvelmaniacpod@gmail.com. Positive feedback, please. I'm a sensitive guy, no hate. I obviously saying that it's opening up the haters to come and rush me. So, obviously you can try, but I got my Captain America shield. It's up. And I also got my Iron Man gauntlet and my Hulk, and I got my super soldier serum, and I also got my Liam Neeson. He's just here. He's guarding me. Anyways, this has been Marvel Maniac and MCU After Show. My name is Eric Cicada, aka Mr. Honest. I am so thankful that you joined me here today to talk about episode 3 of WandaVision. I really want to know what your thoughts are. I'm curious as to what you think. If you're watching this on YouTube, comment. If you are listening, send me an email. I'm gonna read emails back on the show as often as possible. And please write a review, rate the show on whatever app you are listening on. I know we are everywhere right now. And share it because we're growing and we want everyone to assemble with us. I love doing this, and I want as many to hear it as possible. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, Avengers, dissemble. Is that sticking? Yeah.